We allowed the public to have some input, and I think we have addressed most of their concerns. So the second part is the workshop for the water and wastewater rates. How does council want to deal with that? Do we want to come back another day? What's the timelines dealing with this issue?
Our current study is 3 years old. Sorry, for the last week, we rate terms. There are proposed increases. I think it's, if we don't do it by mid-January, they'll miss the first billing cycle.
Okay.
In the new year. If that happens, we'll have to hear everybody from in because our bill
Yep.
segments. So we're pushed out 3 months.
It'll make a 3-month delay for everybody to get the bill. Council up.
I'll make a motion that this go on to the agenda of the Tuesday in January, whatever that is. Possible.
Can we do it next week?
I'll be on the beach.
How long is it going to take to go through this, Gary? I know.
I can make a motion right now to accept.
Can you do the poll?
No, we can't say.
Yeah, and I didn't drink my bottle of scotch either. As it sounds like last time.
Make a motion to accept the recommendation.
Seconded.
It is. Pardon?
I come home and
Been moved and seconded for the
Our rates
recommendation.
are already the highest in the county. What are we talking about increasing our rates?
Do you want to talk to me?
Yeah, I do.
First and second.
We've got a moved and seconded that we approve the recommendation.
Absolutely not.
Councilor Russell.
I'll talk to it real quick, and I'll withdraw it real quick if you want me to, Mr. Mayor, but I'm gonna tell you real simple here. We just made some frozen things for commercial or whatever. What we talked about, and Mr. Walden's leaving before I say it, the fact of the matter is the greenhouse people advocated since last summer and have worked on us, and what we really did. We're gonna get money out of them through the water rate, okay? So higher water rates, yes, they're gonna pay one way or the other. I think Gary mentioned to us, you're gonna pay one way or the other. You pay at the development end, or you pay through some form of service charge or taxation. Did he not tell us that at the start of this presentation this morning? You did too, sorry, Janet did too. So I guess what I'm saying is I'll withdraw my motion if you want to have discussion on January, whatever, whenever we do it. But I'm just making the point right now. How we recover the real money.
I understand.
That's
And
where
I
the
think
real
that's where
money
we have
comes
to
from.
look at our services. and
How
what we're-
quickly, Janet, do we have to have this done to get into the billing cycle? What's the latest date in January? The second Tuesday, were you around the second Tuesday?
Yes.
Is that sufficient time?
We're not here for
Gary.
second. We don't have council meeting until the 14th.
The first one.
Why can't we do it before?
Because staff isn't back.
No, Janet just said she'd do it by the second January. Second Tuesday.
Or Wednesday or?
The 8th is a Tuesday, because the 9th is.
Well, we should have the 8th. Right,
16th? You're away.
No.
What about the 16th? That's the Wednesday, right?
That is the
How long is
county
this-
council meeting.
How long is this going to take to go through this, Gary?
Okay, that's not.
For me to make a presentation generally is
Half an hour.
half an hour-ish. From that point, it's all about discussion and.
This is just a workshop. We have to have the workshop before we come back with the bylaw for this,
The
correct?
intent
So,
would be the bylaw to come back on the 14th at that council
Right.
meeting
Of
if
January.
you approve. Yes, of January. If you approve.
right?
You know, I could give you, if you're gonna wanna delay, what you're saying.
The recommendation in there is that
But we can call
water productions are 2% increase, meet the full cost of couple. Increase in water, it sounds like a lot, it's $31 a year for a water user. And the wastewater rates, where were they listed on? Yeah.
It's gotta be done properly, whatever we do.
We're already here. It's going to take half an
We're
hour.
already here, Gary is here. I know lunchtime would be welcome. I don't even think John brought cookies this morning. There's cookies. Let's go through this as quick as we can, and it's a workshop and we can bring stuff back. The other time we went through the workshop and then we changed everything after the workshop anyway. What, I guess I'm looking at what's the schedule to get these rates changed? The rate change is a 2% increase.
Keep going.
Let's do it. I got motions on the floor for the recommendation.
I withdraw.
You withdraw.
Do the workshop quick. Get on.
So we spent all this time doing a workshop, I think that we can just listen.
Okay.
I don't have to go anywhere, just so you know.
I don't want to sit here. That's all.
We also don't have all our council members here, two members of that.
That happens.
Here. What's council wish to do? We want to hear their,
Well, let's say we round up presentation by 1 o'clock at the latest.
I'm not sure. That'd be like
We can
saying
go
I
home,
do.
review it, and then come back and do a discussion.
Let's have the.
okay? Yep, it'll save money by mileage for Gary. We got,
abilities that come with individual clients and everything like that. So your standard of care kicks in as of January 1st. We have the Sustainable Water and Sewage Systems Act. That's the one that's really pushing towards sustainability, where you're supposed to be, considering long-term management plans of your assets, and then those plans have to be included into your long-term rate objectives. This didn't get passed, but and as a result, because you have to have a license to run your water system, and there's 5 different key elements that are part of getting that, and the financial plan was one of them. Because the province, we switched from one government regime to another. The Dalton's group wanted time to review all of this stuff. But I think we reached a point where they hadn't dealt with this act, so they put in interim legislation, which was this 45307 regulation, only dealt with water. And that's why we had to do the financial plan. I was there to talk to you about that some time ago. I'll leave the Clean Water Act. That's something that's coming down the pipe in the future. Water Opportunities Act is the one which will be affecting us in the future. It was passed November 29th, 2010. Okay, so it's been in place for a year. So far, we've only got one regulation. It's broken into 3 components, each one of them important as it's going to affect your water system. First one is fostering innovative water, wastewater, and stormwater. Let me emphasize stormwater. You're now going to have to, when this is implemented, you're going to have to do financial plans as you did for water. Not only for water, but for wastewater, and that was under the SWISA, Sustainable Water and Sewer Systems Act. But now they've introduced it for stormwater. Okay, so stormwater is going to have to be part of that. So it's going to be foster innovating technologies for these services, and both in the public and the private sector. Now, the only thing is with this, when they announced this regulation, the minister was out and such, whether it was promotional or whatever, they were pushing the fact that they felt that a lot of these industries were starting to be created in Ontario, and they were leaving because they weren't getting the footage with the MOE. So they had these great technologies, MOE wasn't embracing it, they were going off to other jurisdictions. So now this act is to focus in on made in Ontario solutions and stuff, and they'll be focusing in on the technology. That's great from an economic development perspective. All I want to say is obviously, latest and greatest, if you go and buy a BlackBerry now, it's 2 years old technology, so it's the cheapest, but your iPhone is the most expensive. I would, just call me a lowly economist, but I figure the latest and the greatest technologies are going to be the most expensive. So if they're forcing, even though you can achieve the same end with other technology. I'm wondering whether this is gonna become